How this nigga play the role, I think it's really sick. He posting all these guns, ain't no bullets in the clip. You told me all your brother business, you a pillow snitch. Shoulda know you was a bitch when you did that shit. Sometimes I ask myself what I was tripping for. You was used to fucking with crack like a house. You ain't never had a bitch like me before. Try to play me like a fool, I'd let you go. You shooting in the air, you ain't in the field, nigga. You selling dime bags, you ain't no drug dealer. Your own homies tell me that you ain't body. At this point, little daddy ain't no way around it. You a real nigga knockoff. So I had to cut that shit off. You a real nigga knockoff. Get your money, boy, you fell off. I can see what you see when you look at me. That's why I don't understand how you play me. Got my feelings out it.
Hey, I'm gonna put my Cash App in the comments. I need $100 to wake this nigga PB up.
Need a nigga about his business who on this shit. You a fraud, baby.
That'll wake me up.
You a real nigga.
Don't give me half of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Yo,
gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna go buy a quarter or some shit.
might as well put mine with yours. Yo. We back. It's your boy, E.B.H. Black, with the co-host, Powerball Rish. And guess who we got? Not on the live tonight. We got him in studio. Who we got? We got Copa CORRINE. What's good? Welcome to the E.B.H. Black Show. Thank you. She got her wine in here. She got her girls in the lighting just right. So we just about to do a quick little something. You know, I hope y'all having a good weekend so far and a safe weekend so far. I see niggas running around with no mask, but it's good. So how's your weekend so far?
Lovely. It's a little hot out here. But I just went to a car show today out in Stockton, the fairgrounds. Shout out to them Lay 'em Low guys for inviting us. And Deja and I took her, you know, she's an artist, and we took her to go mingle and show her face, and it was really nice.
Yeah, and that was her song that was playing in the intro is called Knockoff. She has another song that's nice as well. That I'm going to put in the description. What's up with Lex?
Gang.
Here he go. It's always, you know what? I'm not even going to quantify that. That boy said, who is them people in my house? Tell them to go to the rich with all that. Oh, yeah, that's fast. I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone. Hey, but hey, so we just chilling right now. You know, this boy PBR did a video yesterday. Been running around. That's why he zapped. Been up since 5, running around, doing what we got to do. So we just gonna do a little quick little something, pop up with the ice cream show. We ain't got a lot of ice cream today, but we is gonna ask like one question. But before we get into that one question, though, Ms. CORRINE, we're gonna give you a chance to ask us a question. You can think about that. I'll let you ask us that at the end after we discuss the question, but I just want you to be thinking about it already. So the last couple of days we've been talking about the whole D-Wade thing, the D-Wade-Gabrielle Union relationship, and he's saying that she leads the relationship and he has no problem with it. And maybe you're not that type of person, but how do you think that dynamic works in a relationship, just on general? In general.
This boy Fats got me weak. What up, boy?
Tell that boy get his own line first before he starts.
Oh, yeah, this Fats. What's up, little cuz?
he using somebody else's
AG.
right.
Get your own AG, nigga.
Right. So what do you think about women leading the relationship?
COVID.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm very old school when it comes to relationships. So I believe, and this is just my personal belief and my personal opinion, that men are supposed to lead the relationship.
Yeah, and I was saying, like, I know you probably not like that, but what I'm saying is, how do you think that dynamic actually works? Can it work like a woman leading the relationship?
Well, obviously, it's working for them as whatever is being portrayed in the media. So, I can't speak on it because I'm not in that relationship, but from the outside looking in, um, it seems like it's working for them. It seems like he's uncomfortable speaking about it, even when I looked at him in the interviews, and it seemed very scripted what he had to say. But nevertheless, that's what was said, and you know.
So why do you think a man should lead a relationship?
I mean, it's just I can only speak from my personal experience. So my mom is Spanish, and my dad is Tongan, and so we were brought up in a household where I got to know both my grandparents. Um, my mom has 10 brothers and sisters, and my dad has 11 brothers and sisters, and I grew up with knowing both my grandparents on both sides, and it just the men always led the relationship. So again, that's my personal opinion. That's what I was showed. That's what I grew up with. And so that's what I personally believe, but I can't speak for anyone else.
Right. Yeah. Right. No, I got it. So for you, the reason why you believe a man should lead the relationship is because that's what you've always seen?
That's what we've seen. That's what we grew up being taught. That's what we saw worked.
Okay. And so the positions that those men held as in the leadership position, do you think that's something that a woman could do equally as the same?
Then you guys know, like, I have this thing that we're not biologically made to do that. Like I always say a woman can only have one kid a year, and men can have a kid every day of the year if they chose to. So we're not biologically made the same.
Okay.
That's dope.
And that's a fact. That's not my opinion. Men and women are not biologically made the same. We don't have the same body parts. We don't think the same. We don't look the same. We're definitely made biologically different.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be in a relationship that you could lead your man?
I wouldn't want to.
What about build one? Build a man?
No.
No builder.
I don't have the time and energy. At this point, I've been married and divorced. I have 2 teenage daughters. I don't have the time and energy for that.
What do you have to say in your opinion to women that do the beta? Oh no, not beta. I mean the women that like to build men into, I don't know, build boys into men.
I mean, I can't speak on those women. That's what they decide to do. And if they have a willing participant, you can't do that unless you have a willing participant. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what you would tell, like, say you had a friend that came to you and said, I met this very nice gentleman. I'm interested in him. He has a few flat tires, but I could buy some new ones, put them on him, and he rolling again.
I mean, if she want to be big old tires, then that's her prerogative. I mean, pull up to Jiffy Lube, I guess. You know what I mean?
She said she want to be big old tires.
Who am I to speak on another woman and what they decide to do? You know what I mean? Like,
I like that. Like, you gonna be her friend no matter what.
Why? I'm not understanding. Like, why is it such a hard? Why is it such a bad thing to have a boundary? Like, because like sometimes I hear people say, and this is not to you or anything, when they say, well, who am I to say about the next person's relationship, right? Which, I mean, I get that on its face, but it's not like a million different ways to do a relationship. I mean, like, it's not like when I go get into a relationship with this woman, I'm gonna have something so totally different with her. Our structure is gonna be so different with every woman. There's like beaten paths of how to do relationships. Like even for you, you said like you grew up seeing it a certain way, so that's kind of how you want it. Like,
Well, like another thing is I speak 3 different languages. I traveled all over the world, and when you come up doing that, you see a lot of different dynamics of what relationships are, different cultures and stuff. And so, it creates a really unbiased opinion about what other people do. And then I'm also in the entertainment industry, and the reason why I bring it up because that kind of like, you know, guides your opinion about things because in the entertainment industry, you're focused on the entertainment and depending on what your role is in the entertainment, your focus is not on relationships. However, you see a lot of different relationships, whether it's women dating other women, men dating other men, and everything. But in the entertainment industry, there is none of that. It's just the entertainment. We're focused on the entertainment and we're focused on the shows and how to be a better artist in the music. And so when you come from a biracial background like mine and traveled all over the world and speak 3 different languages and are in the entertainment industry, you look at things from a different perspective and your focus is not on relationships, even though naturally those happen because you have business relationships, you have relationships with your family and, other artists and the like. But I'm speaking from, it's very hard for me to have a romantic relationship because of the nature of all the things I do. So again, that's why I stress that I only could speak from my perspective because, I'm in my early 40s and I've only had 3 relationships. One, I was married. So,
yeah.
So my perspective and my experience in growing up with brothers and uncles and men and having that sort of mentality, but still being traditional and like my thinking about relationships is really not one most people would want, because I've only had 3, and for you to be in my early 40s, that's not really something you could reference from somebody like me on relationships because I only had 3 and, I have 2 kids and I was married and divorced. And so I really wouldn't be a good person, not to knock myself down or anything, but I really wouldn't be a good person to give relationship advice to anybody else. You know what I mean?
Right. No, because that's what I was going to ask. Like having those limited experiences, is that beneficial for you or do you think that maybe stunted it a little bit? I don't know.
Well,
for lack of a better term.
So like, again, my focus is not being in a relationship. If it naturally happens or that's what happens, or if I meet somebody like, I think we discussed this on this show before is like, I'm not really out there. Like when I go to events, like I went to the car show today, my focus was to promote my artists and to be there for my artists and make connections and, get her on more radio shows and interviews and stuff like that. So when I am out in the public, I'm not even thinking about, oh, maybe I'll meet some guy today or maybe, so like, it's not even in my thought process. And so I don't even know if I'm supposed to be thinking like that in order to meet somebody. So I'm not really putting myself out there to meet somebody, or I'm not really trying to date, but I'm open to the possibility of it happening too as well. So.
That sounds confusing. I'm open to date, but I'm not available. But I'm not.
I didn't say I wasn't available.
No, I wasn't finished. But I'm not thinking about it.
Yeah, it's not a thought that goes through my head. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm.
Well, if $100 come flying down the street, a thought never went through my head I was going to see that. But if I see it, I'm going to react to it, right? So, like, you don't have to necessarily have that in your mind to have that if the opportunity presented
Yeah,
itself.
like
Then,
if somebody approaches me, like I got approached a couple times today earlier.
yeah, but
you
then
know.
if you so in your business mind,
hmm
do you not entertain that option because you're in your business mind?
I'll admit that when I am in my business mind, no, I'm not entertaining that option. I'm not, because it's not in my mind. I'm not thinking about that. I'm not even like making myself available to be approached because I'm so focused on what I'm doing. So I'll admit that I'm not even thinking about that.
Right. Okay. Okay. I don't think men run into that problem at all. As a matter of fact, we'll break character on that. Actually, let me see. PDA says, "Hi, you look so pretty."
You.
Yeah, we look handsome too. Thank you.
Very good looking guys in person, you guys.
So, oh, thank you. So, if PBR got a sleepy look on right now, though. He ain't even saying nothing. He said, "Connect." He said, "Correct. You don't entertain someone when you're focused on the bag." I need to see who's saying this. Who is saying this? Because I need to know if this is a man or a woman saying this, which I believe is probably a woman. Right?
Don't go to acting like Kevin Samuel.
Come on, bro. Because
I feel like I'm like at the video store. Remember Radio Shack when they had the videos playing?
Oh yeah, when you walked in and you could see yourself on the screen when you walked into Radio Shack.
But now it's me.
Oh, okay, it's feisty. Right. I knew it was a woman.
Girl.
I knew it was a woman, right? So check this out. So this is why
Oh gosh, here we go.
this is why
A sexist battle now.
It's not even a battle.
Okay.
It ain't even a battle because it's not a war y'all could win. So it's not even a battle.
What is the war?
Only thing really is, it's really us trying to wave the white flag, trying to tell y'all, hey, check this out. It's not, we ain't even fighting y'all. What we trying to get y'all to understand is this is how it really goes.
So I have a question, and I value you guys' opinion. So I am open. I'm very single. I've been single for 6 years, and like you guys all know my story.
How?
And
why?
It's just like, I just been focusing on other things. But in my position and, being who I am, what do you guys suggest I should do in order to run into somebody to even start dating or even be or entertain a romantic relationship? Like,
this is wild because now I have to tell you something that I've heard women tell men for so long, and that means be emotionally available. Because if you're so in your bag that you let opportunities pass you and then you sit back and wonder why it's not happening, it's because you're so in your bag. Like even as men, when we're in our bag, if we see something that, first of all, you got to prioritize which one is more important. Because if your bag is more important, those opportunities are going to pass you no matter what you do. Right? At that point, you probably going to have to create your own. And then that's a masculine thing because as a woman, you're supposed to be found.
And I don't want to do that.
And you don't want to do that.
No,
so when you in your bag, even that term is a masculine term, like in my bag. That's what men are, in their bag. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all want to do that, y'all overcompensate by thinking, okay, I'm a woman, I'm a minority, I got to work twice as hard. Matter of fact, 4 times as hard. And so now you're so focused on that. Now you're running around with
let me defend myself here. I'm not so into my bag that I'm going to ignore a guy who approaches me or anything. Like I said, I was approached a couple times today, and we had a great conversation with both of those gentlemen, and we did exchange contact information. Yeah. So it's not that I'm just so focused. What I was saying is that when I do go to an event, or I'm usually the one doing the event or trying to promote someone else, like my artist, like today. So it's not like I'm totally ruling out that, if somebody comes up to me, I'm going to ignore them or anything. Not at all, because I'm very
let me ask you this.
To be approached to.
I wasn't necessarily talking about you, because this comment says right here that when they're focused on their bag. So I'm talking about that. But what I'm saying is this, let me ask this question. When you're doing those events like that, your priority is the business at that time, correct?
Yes.
Right. So with that being said, it's not you don't put a lot of energy into it. Now, if I as a man walk up to you, right,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm this might be the only time I ever see you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I give you my energy to do that. First of all, men are already scared to approach women, most men anyway. But if he goes and do that and he senses that it's not a priority of yours, it won't be a priority of his either. You know what I'm saying? Or he might just not call you, or he might just get intimidated, as y'all call it, because you're focusing on your business, because you in your business hat mode, right? Then it takes an alpha dude to see through all that. That's probably what you want anyway, which is fine. But what I'm saying is, this is why a lot of times it happened more times than not. Now, like I said, let's say if I was doing this podcast or something like this, and I saw a woman and I was like, oh my God, I think I need to make her mine. For that day, I'm gonna try to balance those two things because I need to capitalize on that situation. So now, if you as a woman out in your business doing your business, and you be like, all right, give me your number, and then next thing you know, you waiting for him to call you, he don't call you or whatever, it just fade out. You never really find nothing that way. So all I'm saying is just make it a priority, like make it an interest. Like, can you put the business on hold to talk to the dude and show genuine interest? And I'm not saying just you, I'm talking about women in general.
Well, I wouldn't purposely put my business on hold, and let me explain this. It's not nothing negative, but if you approach me and you'd be like, hey, let's go out, or hey, meet me here, I'm more than willing to do that. But men don't do that. They don't approach me like that. They don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so open to that. But one of my cousins, she's really in the industry. Her name is Moet Ryder. Shout out to Moet Ryder. That's my cousin out in Atlanta. She told me from herself, and she's my older cousin. She was like, you got too much going on. And in her words, she was like, what motherfucker is going to approach you? You got a publishing company, you got a nonprofit, you got a label, you work, a full-time job, and you got so many going on. Any decent man is not going to look at you and want to approach you.
Right. And that's why I was saying, can you put the business on hold? Because let's say I walk up to you and I talk to you or whatever, and I'm like, what do you do and everything? You start running off all these things. I mean, on his face, it's impressive, but in his mind, he's thinking, where do I fit into
and I
that?
get that. And I get that. But the right man would look at you and be like, and get at you and be like, hey, I know you got a lot going on, or not even address that and say, hey, it just ask me out, because it has happened.
Okay, I'm sure it has happened. But
and I went out with them.
Yeah, but you only had 3 relationships.
Yeah. So again, yeah. I'm not the person, and I'm divorced. So obviously I'm not the best person to give relationship advice.
It says a lot. It says a lot to get married, because a lot of women want to be married and can't get married. So it says a lot that you were married before. All I'm really just saying is, like, if it's like a vibe, like you give off. It's a vibe, like you're so independent, and then when you say the right guy, see, the thing about
the right men know what to say to you.
There is no see this. Okay, hold on.
The right guy knows what to say to you.
No, hold on. I gotta.
True. I'm an apex, and I say everything right.
This is definitely my opinion. First of all, there is no right guy. There's a bunch of right guys, and then 2, the right guy is not going to take. He's not about to jump through 100. Okay, let me scratch that. He's not about to jump through many hoops to capture.
He's not. He's just going to directly get at you. He's not. He's not going to jump out no hoops.
He's not going to jump through hoops, because when you implying that the right guy, that would imply that whatever the situation is, he's going to be able to cut through it.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
What I'm telling you is, some men ain't even trying to go through it because they don't have to.
Yeah.
And so for a woman to say, well, the right guy will do it, sure.
We're agreeing with each other. I agree with you. The right guy is not going to jump through no hoops. He's going to take the most direct path, and just be straightforward with you.
What I'm saying is this: most guys
not have to go through no hoops, because I wouldn't want someone who was romantically involved with me to go through any kind of hoops. For what? Like, you don't have to.
If I was a dude and my woman is as busy as me, then I might not get at her.
Why
Or
not?
if I have an option between a woman that's equally the same, but one has all this stuff going on, and this one
But there's only
doesn't.
one way to find out.
I'm
Why
just
not? Why not take that direct path and just all she could say is no? But what if she says
no.
yes?
Let's assume I can get both of them. Let's assume I have both of them.
Okay.
I'm telling you that I'm more prone to want to be with the one that has less to do as a man than the one that's got many businesses as me. Sure, I could go right through it and get to her. Yeah.
But how do you know if she can manage all that and focus on you?
I
even
don't.
though she you don't. So there's only one way to find out.
I don't want to find out.
Why
because
not?
Because I don't have to use that energy to find that out.
But
like,
you don't have to. You can take a direct
just
path.
that requires energy.
I got a direct path to me. And for those guys who are willing and bold enough to just get at me, it's a direct path to me. You don't have to go through no hoops. You don't have to waste no energy.
Yeah,
and
you do.
I have a lot of businesses.
Does a man have to take you on a date?
I have a lot of businesses and stuff, but I'm willing to date you, and I'm willing to put my energy into finding out if we have a connection or not. You don't have to go through no hoops.
Does a man have to take you out on a date first before he sleeps with you?
Not necessarily. Like, I don't have those rules. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not talking about necessarily. I'm talking about like 68.2% of the time.
If we vibe and the situation leads into us being physical, then that's what it is. I don't have no rules.
That's natural.
I don't have no rules on like, oh, you got to go on a date or you got to do this and this for me to it just naturally comes. If we vibe and that's what we end up doing, then that's just what we end up doing. I don't have no rules on, okay, there's a time frame before I do this.
I'm just asking, does a man have to take you out to dinner first?
She said no.
Not necessarily.
I understand. I understand. Not necessarily.
And that's why everybody hates black.
It's not. It's not. Of course, it's not necessarily. I'm just saying, if 10 men walk up to you, right, and ask you for your number, you're not about to give all 10 of them your number. It's got to be a reason why you give some your number and some not your number. Right?
PDA said he most definitely got to take me out on a date before getting these jewels.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. More power to you. There's nothing wrong with that.
So, but when you say there's this direct path, it's not like I walk up to you, I say, hey, how you doing? Will you be my girlfriend? Yes, no, or maybe. And you say yes. And then y'all walk off into the sun. It's not that easy.
Have you tried that before though?
Yeah, in like about 3rd grade, 4th grade.
You should try it now and see what happens.
That's what I won't do. That's what I won't do.
But that's not the direct path I'm talking about.
So y'all think, okay, so what does a direct path look like to you? And without giving what your direct path is, just give me a hypothetical direct path.
It's not hypothetical because it happens. And
I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
I'm just saying like the right guy will recognize you and will know how to get at you. And will know what to say to you to get what he wants out of you.
Yeah, that's why y'all get fooled. Yeah, that's why y'all get fooled all the time.
Okay.
Apex.
Trust me, that's why y'all get fooled.
You think so?
And a lot of women believe that too. Like it's almost like the whole.
So I'm getting fooled.
It's almost like the soulmate myth. Like there's a soulmate for me. Like if you have me thinking that okay, there's a soulmate for me. There's this one person for me. So I'm gonna do these things and it's supposed to just come to me and it don't work like that because there's several people
and
that
I
you
never
can
said
be with.
that.
I'm not saying that you said that. I'm saying just the whole concept. I know that PB believed that to a degree that there's a soulmate, right? Because we've had this conversation before.
There are soulmates,
right? So we see different.
I believe that you could have multiple soulmates. I don't believe that you could just have.
So it's not a soulmate, then it's a soulmates.
Soulmates. And when I say that, I don't mean that soulmates doesn't have to be, you don't have to be physically or romantically involved with your soulmate. That's just my belief. Right. I think you can have multiple soulmates.
Yeah, you can. In that aspect, you can.
Yeah, and so saying that there's a right one that would tap the buttons right, and then all of a sudden break the safe open. That I'm telling you, that's not how that works. It only works like that. It only works like that when dudes are trying.
It works. It is. It happens.
Remember, I know it happens, but if I was to pick 10 people, that's not
Mhm.
going to happen majority of the time. So so for the people that know how to do that, that's cool. Write a book for that. I'm talking about the people that run
But there
into.
is no book to be written. There is no script to be written. You just either know how to do it or you don't. There's
So
no.
there's a script for it.
No, there's no.
Men that don't know how to do it, obviously, right?
Obviously.
There's a lot of men that don't know how to do it,
Right.
right? So therefore, there's a bunch of men in this manosphere that's looking for solutions on how to break that quote unquote direct code you talking about.
And if that's what they want to spend their time on doing, then more power to them.
Let's
But
not even quantify that.
You don't have to spend time. There is nothing to break. There's no code or anything. You just know or you don't.
No.
And when you run into that person, you just know what to do or you don't.
Yeah,
y'all sound like two presidential campaigns.
Nah,
hey,
men
Vote
definitely don't think like that. And then please do not take advice from someone who has less experience than myself. No, I'm just playing.
Listen.
Nah, but
vote for me. I'm gonna be on the ballot. We're gonna write a ballot and we're gonna put on the vote.
and y'all all gonna be looking for dudes that ain't there.
I'm for the people.
I got a serious question for the two candidates. Which out of you two, I don't care who starts first, CORRINE, Madam Vice President CORRINE,
Condoleezza, right?
Nah, listen.
I'm just kidding.
Oh wow.
Now, out of
Condoleezza
this
Tonga.
question is for
I'm
both
just
of you
kidding.
candidates up there, since this debate is going on. Which one of you believe, out of male and female, who loves harder, men or females? No, men or women? Who loves harder?
This nigga.
I don't think it's an issue of who loves harder or not. There's no weigh in on love. You either feeling someone or you're in love with someone or you love them or you're not.
I'm asking you in general, who do you believe love harder, mostly men or women?
I think my personal opinion, I think men love harder than women.
Ooh. What do you say, presidential campaigner Black?
Who love harder?
In your opinion?
Of course, women.
And I think men do.
Of course, men don't even know what love is. Men have to learn how to love.
After they get
women come innately built with love.
Listen, men learn how to love after they've been hurt.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Here's my theory on this. I think men love harder because if you're going to weigh love, is women naturally know how to love. And so we do it without effort because we bear children. We're females, are biologically different. We create humans. That's our superpower, by the way.
You guys
so y'all have more invested, right?
So it's easier for us to love. So I think.
Hold your thoughts.
Okay.
This woman talking about we create.
Yeah, that's our superhuman.
You guys bake. We are
the incubator.
Right.
They're just the incubator.
We are the ones
like
that
if you want to go into
load
details,
the oven up.
We need you.
We load the oven up with the baking bread.
Okay, we need you to even create a child. You're right.
Hey, we're gonna have a show.
But we're the ones who carry it and everything. So that's our superpower.
We're gonna have a show talking about.
I never said that.
Where does the soul come from?
Oh,
the Lord. Mom or the father?
Anyways, back on what she said, I believe men love harder because they have to put in more effort to love. Mm-hmm. Whereas women, it just comes naturally for us to love, So that's why.
Are you talking about the physical act of loving is harder, or do you mean the person?
No, the energy and the spirit and the emotions that come with it.
I promise you,
because women are naturally emotional. We naturally love. It's one of our natural characteristics. So the reason why I say men love harder is because they actually have to try to do it.
Yeah, and
that's why
8
I
out
say
of 10
men love
8 out of 10 men don't know how to love. I promise you that.
So that's why I say men love harder.
So it's not harder
because they have to put in.
How is it harder when there's so little amount of men that actually even know how to do it?
But that's your opinion. So how do you know that?
How do I know?
Can we get men in here to Do you guys know how to love?
I could tell you how.
Let's take a poll. Do men know how to love?
No,
I guarantee you men know how to love.
No, don't ask them how. Ask them what is love. Don't ask them how. Ask them what is it
well,
first.
You just asked it.
So the thing about it is, if I can tell you why I know that why men don't know how to love, for the simple fact, this is what women say. So either y'all lying or I'm not getting. I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying a large percentage of men do not know how to love. What you do? Elbow them?
He almost dropped my wine, so I had to save my wine glass.
So the person that you married, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, let's not ask that. Let's
ask it. Let's ask it. Let's go there. Come on, let's ask it.
So who do you think loved more in the marriage? You or him?
I think we were both.
I knew you was gonna say that.
I knew you was gonna say that. With each other. My personal relationship with my marriage, we had a very huge misunderstanding, and that's why I got in a divorce.
And you said all it took was a conversation, right?
Yes, it could have easily been fixed with conversation.
So do you think he loved you by not having that conversation?
I don't think it was. No,
let me ask that. I'm sorry, wrong question. Do you think that if he loved you, that conversation would have came up?
I don't think it was an issue of love. I think we just didn't understand what we were going through, and I didn't understand what he was going through, nor did he communicate that with me.
Okay.
And that's why it had nothing to do with the weight of love and whether we loved each other or not. So experience why I have words misunderstanding and communicating with me what he was feeling and going through.
So can you love somebody and not communicate with them?
Obviously, yes.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, it's very possible. Yeah, because your feelings about someone has nothing to do with communicating. You could love someone emotionally and physically and not know what to say.
Okay, so would you get back with him and he kept the woman that he with right now?
What do you mean?
This dude.
Like, I'm just asking because I'm just saying because he loves you, right? This guy loves you, right? You just told me that he loves you, right? Yeah. So it's quite possible that he could love more than one woman at one time, right?
And for women too.
We're talking. Let's stay on track. Let's talk about just him.
Well, I'm just saying, obviously, because that's what ended our relationship.
Right. Okay. So what if he came to you and be like, you know what, I love her and you? Would you be open to?
He has said that.
Okay. So would you be open?
No, absolutely.
Why not?
Because he made a decision without consulting me or without having a conversation.
No, scratch all that. Let's say he come tomorrow. And come open. I'm talking about clean slate, everything, tell you everything you want to know, and he tell you, I love you and her. No. Can we all be together?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because I was married to him before and we had children together. And if he felt like that in the beginning, he should have came to me when he originally felt like that.
But what that have to do with today? Let's just say if he
nothing.
Okay, so love. So from that,
not.
So from that, I'm taking love doesn't really. It takes more than love, then, right? So to you, so is love a feeling or is love an action?
Love is definitely a feeling and an emotion. It's a way of life. You could put a name on it, but really love doesn't have a name. It's a way of being. Love is a lifestyle.
Love is a lifestyle.
Yeah, love is a lifestyle.
Love is a lifestyle.
I said that. So if you guys got to quote me,
right?
Make sure
okay, let me read some of these comments. I'm sure PB agree with you. He because he think love is a feeling too, which I do not. But okay, let's read these. It's a mindset. I work hard and I'm about to get the what? The loot.
The loot, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm old. But I still allow myself to be approachable because of the way I carry myself. I believe in being open in all areas because you never know when you run into a great possibility. Sometimes when focused solely on our business, we can come off as unapproachable or overly independent. People read our body signals. She said,
That's
my
true.
bag is going to stay important until I reach my goal. Yeah, see, all this men don't approach business women like that. It's a reason why, but y'all don't understand why not.
But you can.
I'm not saying you can't.
They don't do it, but you can.
We know you can, but I'm
so
telling.
why don't they do it?
I'm telling you
There's
why.
only one way to find out.
I'm telling you why we don't. But what you want me to do is say, but hey, forget that. You can still get what you want out of that. And we ain't trying to do all that though. But you saying there's not a lot of work. You saying there's not a lot of work. And I'm saying to you that you don't know what the burden of performance for men is to get a woman, because as a woman, you get things innately because you're a woman. Men have to do things to keep these women. They have to do things to get them and everything. So it's different.
What I'm saying is I get that. And the majority of men do that. But what I'm talking about is me. There's a direct path to me. If you just got to know how to get at me. and I don't have no blueprint. I don't have no script or anything. It's just how do you know what to do if you don't try? That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying you got to go through hoops, because you don't have to.
You keep saying that, but I'm telling you, the way men look at it, that's the way they look at it. But let me let's see. I'm telling you, they do. I hate to admit it. It does.
Bad for y'all.
No, not really, because they'll just find somebody.
Because you could just directly get at me.
But they're gonna find somebody else though. They go through the path of least resistance. Hey, but we got a special guest. She said, PDA said he mostly definitely got to take me out on a day before he get these jewels. I think it's called a safeguard when we try to direct our love life. Let's go with the flow, speaking from experience. Mm-hmm. I think men love harder because it's rare that they do love. So once they do fall in love with you, we know it's the truth. Man, I'm telling you. Trust me, men. All right. I'm gonna let y'all have that. Everyone has their own definition of love. Okay, I guess. I guess everybody has their own definition of everything. What I'm learning now in this world. Tiffany says, because why would she want to be in an option between two knowingly?
Yeah, she's right. Like I don't want to be nobody's option. You either want me or you don't. Why choose?
I'm just trying to quantify what this love thing y'all talking about, because you were saying that this guy loves you and y'all love each other equally, right?
Yeah,
and
but
I'm
what does the feeling of love have to do with him not communicating with me? Those are two totally separate things that run parallel to each other, that don't cross. They have nothing to do with each other.
Because if a person loves you, they will go out their way to communicate with you.
Who says that? You could love someone emotionally and romantically and not know what to say. Those are two parallel different things that obviously didn't cross in my case. But that doesn't take away from, just because he didn't know what to say to me, that didn't take away from the fact that he still loved me.
He didn't know how to say what? What was it that he wasn't?
Whatever he was going through, that he felt like he needed to be separated from me, not to put my business out.
Right. That's why I wasn't even really trying to.
So he didn't come to me and communicate with me how he was feeling. But just because he didn't come to communicate with me how he was feeling, that doesn't mean he didn't love me.
Okay, no, that's the whole reason
that's what
why
I'm saying. Those are two parallel things.
I'm just asking.
Didn't cross in my situation. They could have easily crossed, but that doesn't take away from him not loving me.
Okay, according to how you define love.
Right.
And that's why I'm asking that question, is because based on how you define love. Because the way I would define love, I could quantify those things, like,
because I guarantee you he still loves me. You know what I mean? In the way I define
if
love.
a man loved you, would he cheat on you?
No, not at all.
If a man loved you, would he cheat on you then?
Not if he's in love with you, but
I'm talking about in love with you, however you want to split it. That feeling y'all talking about.
I think someone can still love you, but being in love is totally different.
I'm talking about in love
with you.
Let's not split the hair.
If he was in love with me, he definitely would have not cheated on me.
He would not do anything to harm you. There's two different types of love.
But I believe he still loves me in the way that
and still cheat on you.
So a man left a relation. He left a marriage to be with another woman, right? Did he cheat?
Yes.
Okay. And you're sitting here telling me that he loves you, and I'm trying to figure out. And then that's why, like Tiffany gonna say, that's a goofy question. But the whole thing about it is, it's not a goofy question, because I'm trying to understand, what is this love y'all speak of?
I mean, because you could love someone that you care about. Like, I had his children, so I know he loves me in the aspect that, you know, he respects me. He would defend me if I was in a situation where I needed to be defended, and he would, you know, like, I have a great relationship with my ex-husband, even though he's married to someone else right now. Like, we don't argue, we don't fight over the kids or anything, and we have a mutual respect and love for each other, because, you know, we have children together and we brought children into the world. So, and we know that, you know, so I don't understand.
So no, you said he loved you. So he just wasn't in love with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because that's different, you know.
Being in love with somebody and loving them.
Yeah, it's totally different.
And so, had he knew how to communicate that to you, then it might have been able to get fixed, right?
Yeah, I believe that we still would have been married.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. That's all. That's all I'm trying to find out. So I say women love harder because they do it. They know how to do it. Men,
that makes it easier for them.
Okay,
Anyways,
so why is it why is it? No, I'm just saying. So why is it?
Believe it's true for you.
I haven't even explained why I say that. But all I was about to do is wrap this up so PB can go to sleep.
CORRINE PANISI for president.
That's good. We'll see what kind of world y'all will live in.
My campaign starts immediately.
Right, and so my whole thing is this: y'all can say that, because women know how to do it. All I know is women are a lot more emotionally scarred over relationships. Take women longer to get over relationships. Women break stuff over relationships. Women kill over relationships. I'm talking about with the other. Men starting to do that now too, so it's all bad. But anyway, I define love a different way. I'll go into that one day.
And your definition of love is true for you. And
no, I didn't create it. I didn't create
how
it.
You feel about love.
I didn't create it.
It's true for you.
My creator created it. My creator defined what love is.
And
so I'm not going off my own understanding. I'm going off what the creator said.
Who takes a breakup harder, men or women?
Let her tell it. It's a man because men break up less with women then based on that. But women, of course, they take it harder.
I don't think so. I think
y'all just plan it out better.
Yeah.
Y'all take it harder. That's why y'all got to plan it out.
Women know 6 months ahead of time.
Exactly.
Before they know they're going to leave.
Exactly.
And then they know if they're going to leave you nicely.
That's so not true.
Or they're going to leave, they're going to punch you.
You may not. Leave you. Most women do. Sorry. Most women set up a plan. Hey, but now
I'm trying to be patient with you, and I'm trying to go places with you.
It takes a woman longer to heal from a relationship. Of course it does.
Not to me, in my opinion. It's man.
Who?
Man takes longer to heal because he don't really truly heal because he be going out there after being heartbroken, breaking other girls' hearts for no reason.
That's called character flaw.
Yeah, but you haven't healed.
I guess.
If you haven't moved on and forgot about that and still treating women bad, bro, you haven't healed. I have to disagree with my good friend Pete.
You would have to probably be like whole first before you can be healed.
Yeah.
Hey, it's like going on 11 o'clock here on the West Coast. Hey, y'all stay safe tomorrow. Tiffany, you need to stay off here. We're going to block you. Because you don't know how to say hi or nothing. You just rude. Talking about, we don't call names out here on the E.B.H. Black Show with the co-host Powerball Rich with a special guest, the love goddess, CORRINE, who's running for president.
Hey,
y'all can have this. Y'all can have that back there. I'm good. She can be the president of that. All right, y'all.
One love.
I'm talking to the money. Thought I was talking about a nigga that's funny. you can't do for me.
Ooh.
I'm talking to the money. Yeah, I'm talking to the money. Thought I was talking about a